Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Mizo. We're going to have a look at toxic feminism today, and the topic being abortion. Now, number one, in America today, we have a 20% abortion rate, which is very high. Naturally, abortion rate is between 1 to 2%. It is 10 times the abortion rate. In fact, the chances of a person surviving a school shooting is about 1 is to 50. So the chances of a baby going through the full term is 10 times less than a school shooting. So you can very well understand that the mother's womb, that should be the most safest place for a fetus or an infant, is the most unsafe place today. I can't understand why this is so. Then point number two. Now this talk about free will. The mother has got the free will whether she likes the child or doesn't like the child, want to have the abortion or not. There is free will, but the free will is exercised when the woman or the girl consents to sex. The moment she consents to sex, the free will has been exercised. Now the consequences of this, with this pregnancy, labor and delivery, is a natural outcome of that. Even if you use conception, there is no method of conception that is 100% sure. So the free will is exercised by every woman in any civilized society, but this free will is restricted to sex, not to the consequence of that. So you exercise the free will once, that's it, full stop. Then you come to the Ben's point, number 3. See the Ben Shapiro's point. Now his point is that if you say that the embryo is not conscious, then that can also be applied to actual adults who are in a coma or something like that. So if being unconscious, not having consciousness is sufficient for a person to lose his life, then we should be going on killing all those people in a vegetative state or in a coma, but we don't do that. We wait for them to gain consciousness. If it is just that consciousness is no longer possible, then only the life support systems are withdrawn, and that too after asking the relatives or whatever. So this is the point number 3. Now we are talking about point number 4, the viability part. Now human fetus inside the womb is more developed than most animals that have already, most animal babies. I'm repeating that. You see, fetuses are inside the womb. They are more or less the same. The characteristics of the human being arise much later in pregnancy. Most of the time, the fetus just looks like any other fetus of any animal. But what my point to you is that the human fetus inside the womb may not be able to breathe or feed or whatever, but is still far more developed than the fetus of animals like cats, dogs, especially kangaroos. The kangaroo infants are absolutely underdeveloped. You can go to any pet shop and ask them if they got newborn puppies, and you look at them and you see that they're just fetuses, that they can breathe and eat. Now you have this thing, point number 5. Now, the stand is that once if you ban abortions, then women go to backyard clinics and they get killed, things like that begin to happen. But that is breaking the law. If abortion is not legal and you go and have a backyard or a back alley abortion, you are breaking the law. So this is basically an argument that because the law will be broken, you should have the law. By that argument and by that reasoning, there shouldn't be any laws at all. You should just throw away all the law books and go back to lawless society. If the law does not permit abortion, then if you are going to a back alley or something like that, then that is a problem for you. You are breaking the law. So because it's legal, that's why these things are happening. If it is illegal, then you break the law, you face the consequences. All the laws are same. So it's just a matter of passing the law. And street abortions are breaking the law. Now we come to this is point number 6. Once you legalize abortions, an industry develops around abortion. That is normal. But the problem is that once an industry develops, there is a perverse incentive for abortion. So if the abortions weren't legal, a lot of girls and women would carry the fetus to the full term and deliver the baby. But in subtle or not so subtle ways, the industry encourages abortion. And the rates of abortion go up. So babies that wouldn't normally get aborted, even in backstreet alleys or places like that, or the mother is not very clear whether should have the abortion or not, because there is an industry behind it. The industry encourages it, and you end up the fetus gets aborted. So this is a very important point, that why it should not be legal. Abortion should not be legal. Now we come to the 7th point. This is hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is that the liberals argue that minors who have come into the US illegally should have all sorts of rights. But the babies who are conceived inside by a US citizen should not have any right whatsoever. Even the right to life is denied. So on one hand, you are saying that illegal immigrants who are minors should be given special rights, and with the same breath you are saying that fetuses conceived in US by US citizens have got no rights whatsoever. This is a big problem with abortion. It is just plain hypocrisy. Then you have the 8th point. This is terrible, because there is a now industry in which industrial scale abortions are taking place. So there are some clinics that have 5 to 10 abortions a day. These things have come out. In most of the abortions, the fetus puts up a fight. Even a non-viable fetus just wants to stay alive somehow, and it puts up a fight. Even in natural abortions, the fetus always puts up a fight. That's terrible. The fetus is fighting for his life, and the doctor is taking it out. This is the most terrible thing you can think of. This is like the gas chambers of Hitler. It is an emotional argument, but yes, the argument is there. Then we have the 9th part. The 9th part is the trauma the mother suffers in every abortion. Even if it is an emergency or there is no other way out and it is medically important for the mother to have the abortion, or both the mother and the child would die or something like that is there. Even in those abortions, there is a trauma for the mother. In all abortions, the amount of trauma can be less or more, and there is depression and trauma. So, because there is such a huge number of abortions being taken place, there is a large number of women who are going through this trauma, and this trauma is lifelong. It simply doesn't go away. So, because of illegal abortions, we have a huge number of abortions now. 1 in 20 pregnancies are aborted. 1 in 5 abortions are now being aborted. There is a large number of women and girls who are now facing this trauma of abortion, and it is sometimes it can be very, very bad. Now, number 10. This is an interesting thing. You see, in most animals, just depositing the sperm leads to reproduction. But human beings are different. The female, even if the sperms are deposited, the female is naturally selected to destroy the sperms. A single intercourse, even multiple intercourses, does not result in pregnancies. The women the body of the women reject the sperms, and that is the reason why a single act of sex does not lead to pregnancy. In fact, this is a protection for the woman, so that she gets pregnant only when there is a committed relationship of some sort. Like today we have the marriage thing, and the marriage has been taken for a very long time. But even probably in the White, unless the father was committed and had a regular sex with the mother, only then she could get pregnant. Now this varies. Some girls and women can get pregnant within a couple of weeks, and some takes years. So, but there is a resistance to the sperm, and after all that, the woman generally, women don't get pregnant after rapes or after some relationship that has gone wrong, even unprotected sex. So, normally speaking, when a woman gets pregnant, then she is having continuous sex, maybe with multiple partners or whatever. That is generally a sign that a woman is sexually very active. Pregnancies usually occur when women are sexually very active. So it is not a one-time thing. And this is what the feminists portray, that there is this thing happening and she went into some bar or something and she met somebody and something happened and she got pregnant. No, it doesn't happen like that, because women are naturally designed not to get pregnant with just one act of sex. Now, see the 11th one, and this is the main argument they have, that it is the woman's body and it is her right to carry the child through the terms or not to. Yes, it is the woman's body, but now we know very clearly, in fact this is known for at least 250 years, that after conception the fetus develops a barrier between the mother and itself. The fetus is a foreign body inside the mother. It is not a part of the mother. Inside the womb, the fetus does all sorts of small tricks and big tricks to fool the mother's immune system. Once the immune system detects the embryo, then the embryo will probably get naturally aborted in a couple of days at the maximum. In fact, a lot of women who don't have this mechanism inbuilt in them, they can't have children because they get aborted. So, the fetus in a female body is not a part of the female body. it is already at its time of conception. It already is a foreign body, an individual. When it is just couple of cells, even at that point, it is got to go and stick to some part of the uterus. Otherwise, it just gets rejected out. So even fertilized eggs, not all of them are able to stick to the uterus and get the nutrition required. So yes, it is a woman's body, but inside the woman body, the fetus that is there is a foreign body. It is an individual, and there are various systems that protects us from the mother's immune system. The immune system is, if once it recognizes a fetus as a foreign body, then the fetus does not survive. So that's the 11th point. Now I come to the last point. Up between 0 to 7 months, the fetus has got to be fed by the mother. It is a foreign body, but the only nutrition and the excretion it can do is through its mother. Only the mother can feed the fetus. Up to almost 7 to 8 months, depending, different fetuses have different types. After 8 months, most of the fetuses can survive without the mother's nutrition. This is the same. In any civilized society, we do not allow starvation. We try to feed every single citizen, give at least the minimum required nutrition. This is in every civilized society. How in that society a mother can deny nutrition to his own child? The child is entirely, even as a fetus, is entirely dependent on the mother, and the mother cannot refuse nutrition to the child, leave alone simply abort it. Abortion of a fetus is denial of nutrition to the fetus. So these are the 12 points that actually shows that abortions are not acceptable. All the claims of the feminists, they don't stand. A lot of it is new knowledge, a lot of it is old knowledge. With this, I come to end of this talk with you. Thanks for listening in, guys. This is Mizo signing off.